Hello friends and welcome to New Gameplay Today. I am Alex Stadnick and we have a special treat for you. We have the dream team behind the Forspoken cover story here today to go over Forspoken. We have Kim K-Star Wallace. Hello friend.
Hello.
How's it going?
Going well. Let's see some magic spells here.
Yeah, and then of course, you know where you love her, the star of GDC if I'm not mistaken, Jill Grote.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hi everyone.
This is the last video we are going to be doing on Forspoken, but it's a good one. It's a meaty 8-minute long video, and we're showing off, like the title says, new gameplay. And we're starting it off in what I believe is called, or referred to as a sideways city. Kim, do you want to go into what's going on here?
Yeah, each realm that you visit will be affected by the break differently, with like a different characteristic front and center. And in the case of this castle town, everything has literally been twisted. So it'll cause like certain parts of the city to kind of like a sideways city for Frey to traverse, as we're seeing right here. It not only kind of looks cool on a visual level, but I'm really like interested to see the opportunities for parkour and like the warp reality, you know, represented, and like it's an interesting way to present like this area of the world. And like I said, each one will have kind of its different, but it kind of fits with the fairy tale element, right? This like twisted city that's like all sideways all of a sudden and just wrong.
Right.
Yeah, and you've got that beautiful, we're in Overwallet, which they revealed to us specifically, and so you've got these very beautiful like lush surroundings and trees and flowers, and in the midst of all of that is this city, which should be this very lovely, I imagine when people lived here it was a very bustling, lovely place to live, but now you've got these like, these are people I would not want to meet on the street.
No, would not want to hang out with these people. Or zombies. I think I saw ogre for one of them. And going back to it too, if this is the first video you have watched on Forspoken, A, welcome, but B, the break is the mythical storm that has enraptured this area, right? And it causes things to mutate. I don't know if mutate is the technical term they're using in this, but you know.
That's a pretty good term.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I would find these goons in an X-Men comic at some point.
I mean, people have turned into zombies. Animals have been really twisted and warped. It's not a good look. And Frey, like I said, ends up like being transported from her life in New York. Ordinary girl on hard times, and she just, like I said, ends up here, and she just wants to go home because who would want, like, she thought her problems were hard in New York. Well, they're like,
you
hey.
show up in a magical land that has this horrible mist that's changing everybody into zombies and monsters and mindless creatures, and then all of a sudden Frey finds out somehow, we don't know exactly how, but we find out that she is immune to the break and what's happening. So the people of Athia are really looking to her as some sort of please help us, because for some reason you're not, you know, affected by this, and we'll all die if we touch any of this fog. So she's kind of in a place where she just wants to go home, because she like suddenly finds herself in a world with like these horrible monsters. And of course you'd want to just go home, but everybody else in the world is, especially her companion, which is Cuff, the talking bracelet that she has on her arm there, is really pushing her to become some kind of hero, and she's not that big into that idea. She just, you know, ended up here somehow and doesn't want to save the world. She's very reluctant to be doing what she's doing. She's just trying to find a way to get back to her life.
Yeah, definitely.
The magical abilities aren't cool enough for her to stay.
Yeah, right.
She's like, I'll give up the magic.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I do want to point out, and you know, if you're watching this video, I don't need to spell this out for you, but the particle effects in this game look incredible.
Oh, so good.
And you really, like, there was, you know, she had the tornado going, and then used, like, I think the fan bolts, and just the combination of things looks so good, and I think that's what I'm most excited for in this is the huge amount of spells that people can use.
The variety looks great.
Yeah, and the color palette of the spells look beautiful too. And Jill, you did a lot of work on kind of cataloging the spells that we've seen thus far, right?
I did. I wrote a whole thing about 20 of the spells that we had seen, and you can kind of get an idea of what's there. Speaking about the particles, they really are using the PS5, which is exciting to see because we haven't seen a lot of games that are like very PS5 geared. So you get a lot of particles, you're getting a lot of movement, you're getting a lot happening on the screen at the same time. So it's really cool to see all of that coming together. For the spells, in particular, we do have 3 different types. Right now, it seems like she's using kind of the bottom right, which is your attack magic. This is stuff that you can kind of use over and over again. It's your basic attack. On the left, you can see that she's just summoned a couple of fire monsters to help her out. That's stuff that you can do, but it does have a cooldown, so you have to like keep an eye out for when you're using it, and it's all support magic, so it's not necessarily going to do direct damage. A lot of the times you've got things that are going to buff you or like have minions that pop up and sort of help you out. And then here it looks like she's using the big, top of the pyramid magic, where you like summon big walls of lava or water or lightning or whatever.
Right.
But those ones are so few and far between, you can't use them frequently, so you do have to decide when it's important to use them. And that's really cool because you do have a difference between your attack support and like fighting magic and the like magical parkour that you also see her using. So she's got 2 different sort of sources here. So right now it's all the parkour magic, so none of that has like cooldown, but it does have it's kind of like a stamina mechanic, not exactly. And you want to keep your eye on that because, as you just saw, she jumped off of a giant cliff and used a sort of levitating spell, which looks amazing. But if you jumped off that cliff and then suddenly realized you don't have the magic necessary or the resources necessary to call that magic up, and you hit the ground, you will die. There is fall damage in this game.
Fall damage. See how they cushion that right there, so you didn't take it with that gravity spell. It's nice.
For sure. Is there we're coming to the end of the video here. Is there any final thoughts y'all want to give to our community, our viewers, before we close the book on the Forspoken cover story? Kim, we can start with you.
I mean, like I said, it looks like it has a lot of potential. I'm very curious to get, hands-on with it to see how it feels, but I like what I see here.
Yeah, for sure. Jill, how about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited after seeing some of these new spells and the combination of magical parkour and spells and running through the world, that this is going to be a sort of fast-paced, fun, beautiful thing to look at.
For sure. Yeah, I think being here as long as I have now, which is still not a ton of time, I have learned the cover stories really, I feel like one of the good marks of them is like, were you excited for this game before, and if not, are you now? And I definitely like this went from this kind of ambiguous entity to being something I'm genuinely looking forward to when it comes out in October. They definitely have some things to prove, right? We've gone over that on the site already, but I'm looking forward to finally getting my hands on it later this year. Thank you both for joining us. Friends, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe because our next cover story is coming in I don't know when, but soon. And I don't think it's one you're going to want to miss. So if you missed any of the Forspoken stuff, we have full archive of it on GameInformer.com/Forspoken and YouTube.com/GameInformer. Thanks for watching. Be good to one another, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.